45 minutes long, and she has also done some other presentations for work that Toastmasters has helped her in. Amy's speech today is the language of dogs. Let's welcome Amy.
Thank you, everyone. My speech today, Understanding the Language of Dogs. I wanted to share with you some ways that dogs communicate and some surprising ways that they might show anxiety or fear. Much of what I learned today comes from my volunteering at Max Fund. And Max Fund is a no-kill animal shelter in Denver. And as a Max Fund volunteer, it's very important to avoid dog bites. It's bad for the person getting bit, but it's also bad for the dog. They have to be quarantined. They're unlikely to find a permanent home. And it enforces or might reinforce bad behavior. As a Max Fund volunteer, I've been able to participate in some excellent trainings by animal behaviorists and dog trainers, and that helped me to understand some of the ways that dogs communicate with us. You know, dogs often communicate with us in ways that we understand. See if you can understand what these dogs are saying. Play with me, right?
Back on.
Yeah, back on, get away. Scared. Well, there's other ways. These are obviously some very basic dog communications. And I would say that a dog who is scared is just as likely and maybe more likely to bite than that aggressive dog. So these are some basic ways that dogs communicate, but there's some other ways that we communicate with them, and other ways they communicate with us that might be a little more confusing. Like eye contact. Dogs rarely make eye contact with each other because this is considered threatening. Humans see eye contact as a way of showing sincerity and connecting with another person. But you might notice if you try to look at your dog or try to make eye contact with your dog, they'll often look away. I see this little dachshund, he's like, don't look, don't look, don't look. And that's because, like I said, between dogs, eye contact is considered aggressive behavior. And dogs perceive eye contact as threatening. This Dalmatian is demonstrating something called whale eye. That's where a dog will keep their eyes fixed on something, but they avert their head. And this is also a sign of an anxious and uncomfortable dog. If you approach a dog that is giving you the whale eye, you should probably back away until the dog is more comfortable and relaxed. There are many instances where people think that a dog attacked or bit somebody without any warning. But oftentimes we do get warnings and we just misinterpret them. Maybe we're looking for a barking, snarling dog with its teeth bared. But like I said, many times a dog is biting out of a fear or anxiety. These are some surprising symbols of fear and anxiety. Maybe not the first one. You recognize the crouching, the ears are down, the tail is tucked. These are signs that a dog is fearful or anxious. But dogs also will lick their lips nervously. This is a sort of a self-soothing mechanism that when they're in an anxious or stressed situation, they might lick their lips. And yawning, I found a surprising indication that a dog is stressed. They will do this exaggerated yawn in an attempt to release tension, kind of reset their anxiety when they're feeling stressed. A couple of years ago, a 9 News reporter was bit on air by a dog. And this dog had been rescued from an icy lake earlier in the week, and it was a feel-good story. And I'm going to show you the video, and I want you to see if you can see the signs of this dog's increasing agitation.
Ooh.
Here we go, here we go.
So I wasn't trying to show you that out of any sense of trying to be extreme. I just wanted you to see that a lot of people thought that that dog wasn't showing any signs of stress or anxiety, but you can see Kyle Dyer has, I mean, she's well-meaning. She's really happy that this dog has been rescued from the lake, but you have a dog, he's been in a stressful situation earlier. He was paddling around in frozen water, was rescued by a stranger. Now he's in a newsroom surrounded by strangers, unfamiliar situation, unfamiliar people, and he has somebody who's, you know, got her hand on his head. She's grabbing his face, you know, it looks like she's gonna kiss him, and he's perceiving that in a very threatening way, and she's making eye contact. She's looking into his face, and he's feeling backed into a corner, and that's his only way to defend himself in this situation. And luckily, she's recovered. The dog was returned to his family. He did have to undergo a 10-day evaluation at the Denver Animal Shelter, but he was returned to his family, and Kyle Dyer returned to the news. But I just wanted to show you the video to point out some of those some kinds of behaviors that dogs might perceive in a way that we don't anticipate necessarily. Sorry. Last slide is a handout, and I provided this to you as an example of some of the ways not to approach a dog. Don't shout at them or stick your hand in their face or and again, staring or making eye contact. It's best to let them approach you and always present yourself sort of sideways that you look smaller and less threatening to the dog. And in closing, I would point out how rare dog bites are when you consider the number of dogs that live among us. Most of our interactions are peaceful and positive, and I would just encourage you to give animals the respect and the space that they deserve to avoid any harm. Thank you.